Hello and welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. Today we have a really juicy topic. We are talking about how to change because I feel like that is something that people say that they want. They may take action to help them change. And I want to talk about why we get stuck and we're not able to change. Okay, so this is kind of deep. This is kind of juicy. I'm just shooting from the cuff here based on what I've seen, what I've experienced. Being in the coaching world. And I really want to, um, reiterate that you can change. Change is absolutely possible. I think my journey, my story is living proof of that. But I think sometimes what we do to change doesn't produce the results that we want because we're going to the wrong thing. Okay. So really kind of what I'm getting at here is if we want to change, we need to change our habits, right? We need to change our mindset. And we do that by changing our belief. And I had a quote the other day. It was really powerful. Let me pull it up here for you guys because it's really, really powerful. Now, of course, so I was listening to another coach and she does similar work as I do, but she doesn't focus on health and food and sugar. She focuses more on business and money mindset. And she talks about how our stories are not our fault, right? Like we are products of our environment. We know what we came from and what we were surrounded by. And that creates our story or our belief or our perception of how we see the world. And regardless of what that is for you, mine was, drinking bottles of Jello as a child because the pediatrician told my mom that that was healthy. And I remember being potty trained as a child with candy, and I potty trained my children the same way because that's what I knew. That was my story. Okay. It isn't my story any longer because you can change your story to some degree, and that comes from changing your beliefs, but it's not your fault. So if you have the story or the belief that carbs are bad because of your environment, that can be changed. And we do that through coaching. We do that through changing our brain and our habits and our thoughts and how we see the world. Okay. And it's not a quick fix. It is not an overnight thing. It is not a detox program and you're done. It is not that at all. It really takes looking inward and looking, at where we came from, why we have those beliefs, and then changing them to fit actually who we are. And I hope this is making sense. It's kind of hard to explain and elaborate when you have been in this environment for so long, right? Like I've been coaching for 4 years now, and it's what I know. It's how I view the world. I believe that people can change. I believe that you didn't choose your stories. They were your environment, but you can transform your mindset and you can retrain your brain. And again, that's because of my experience. And that's because of the experience of the women that I work with. And that's what we really do is we retrain our brains and how we think about food and specifically sugar. And that's why coaching is so powerful because it's not a diet. It's not, here's some food to eat for a month and see what happens. It's not, here's a meal plan. It's really doing that inner work of looking at our beliefs and looking at our relationship with food and ourself and kind of deconstructing some of that where it's maybe not been helpful for us. So in fact, I just had a really powerful call with a client yesterday. It was our 5th session. And what she said was, this work that you are doing is not only helping me, but it's helping my whole family. And so what you're doing with me is benefiting all of us. And that's exactly why I do what I do, because all we know is what we come from and our perception. And until we pull back the curtain and we do a little work and we get curious on that, we're going to continue to replicate that, right? So for me, I grew up, as I said, eating, Jello bottles and being potty trained with candy and going to my grandparents' house and sneaking into the cookie drawer. And that was my view of food and sugar was that. And so I started down that path. And it wasn't until I realized how that was affecting me physically, mentally, emotionally. And I said, enough, I'm not going to do this anymore. And so I had to do the inner work. I had to do the coaching. I had to understand my relationship with food and the impact that my environment had on that. And then I had to learn a new way so that I wasn't recreating that environment for my kids. So I hope that that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to talk more, let me know. I'm absolutely game. I just really want people to know that you can change. You can do things differently, but it's not a lot of times in the way that we're told that it happens. And I think that's why I really hate the diet industry, because it is a ridiculously, the word ludicrous is coming to mind. It is a extremely profitable industry that doesn't produce lasting change and transformation. That's because lasting change and transformation starts in our minds, starts in our beliefs. It's an inside job. And yet we're told to change the exterior, focus on the exterior. And I'm going to beg to differ. When you focus on the exterior, you're missing the whole mark. When you focus on the interior, that's where the real change and the real transformation happens. Because when you change your beliefs, that changes your thoughts, that changes your words, that changes your actions, it changes everything. Okay, so if you really want to change, do that inner work. And that's exactly what I do as a coach, is I help busy women break free from sugar without deprivation so they can be happy, healthy, and love their life. And we do that by coaching. It's not, here's some food to eat, here's a workout plan. It's much deeper than that. And if you're ready for lasting transformation, coaching is where it's at. It all starts in our mindset, you guys. It all does. Where the mind goes, the man follows. We don't want to take that approach. I don't know if it's because it's not super common. I don't know if it's because it seems like more of an investment of time and potentially expense. I don't know why that is, but I do know that the women that I've worked with have tried everything under the sun and they haven't gotten the results they desire until they do coaching. So if you have questions about what I do, if you want to set up a coffee chat and talk more, I would love that. I'll put a link in the show notes. But just want you to maybe have a different perception on things going forward, and maybe to kind of help you evaluate why things haven't gone well in the past, why you continue to feel stuck regarding the same thing. Okay, so this is really how to change 101. That's what this podcast should be called. So you can change. It's absolutely possible, and I would love to help you with that if that's something you desire. So have a wonderful day. I will talk to you guys next month. I can't believe it's going to be March. Just, gosh, a few days away already. Talk to you later. Bye.